there is nothing more powerful than the love of her family and friends. What's so scary about that? You'll see. Viewers beware, you're in for a scare.
Carly, Beth, you are scary. Mom, I'd better hurry. I was supposed to meet Sabrina's by 7:30.
Wait a sec, Sabrina can wait. Be careful, okay?
Okay, thanks, Mom.
Hello?
Who's there? Don't you recognize me? Carly, Beth? Hey, Sabrina. Ooh. That mask! Excellent! Really cool. So scary. And that head. It looks so real. Where'd you get it? Oh, it's me. It's who I used to be. Used to be? Forget it. So where are they? Where's Chuck and Steve? Oh, we'll find them. Oh. You really want to scare them tonight, don't you? More than anything else in the world. Come on, let's go!
Hello friends! Today I'm going to be showing you how I turned these vintage Goosebumps sheets into a beautiful dress with pockets and puff sleeves. The sheets were around $75 with shipping, and for retail pricing, a dress like this would go normally from between $150 to $300 depending on where you get it from. So I really wanted to make my own. This isn't a tutorial, this is just basically the process I went through to make this dress, and then at the end I show it off at a couple of locations on a little pumpkin farm. So grab your snacks, get cozy, and come along with me as I make this beautiful vintage Goosebumps dress. First up, I got everything organized. I got the pattern out and cut everything out according to the size that I liked. And then I pinned it to the fabric and cut out the fabric according to the pattern pieces. Then I went ahead and made all my markings with my pen. I have this blue water-soluble one and also a white one. I couldn't really decide between the two, so a lot of times I kind of mixed them just so I could make sure I could see all of my markings that I made. Then I went ahead and I got my sewing machine ready, so I made my bobbin and I threaded it with my beautiful slime green thread. It's gorgeous and so perfect for this project. And of course I had to insert my bobbin back into the machine so that my under thread will sew properly. This is kind of a process, but it's a cool learning situation. This would be probably, I think, my second project I've ever done, so I'm still fairly new, so just, you know, bear with me as I kind of get my sewing fingers again. And then I went ahead and threaded it all the way through just how I'm supposed to on this machine and right through the eye of the needle. That's my favorite part. And then after I got everything pinned up properly for each piece, I went ahead and I started sewing. I was a little hesitant at first because I haven't done this in a while, probably about a year or so. So I kind of was a little bit inconsistent with my sewing, but you know, it's a learning process and I'm happy with how everything turned out.
Perfect.
And of course, I have to press my seams. I watched a YouTube video the other day all about pressing your seams and how important it is. I didn't know this until I watched the video, so be rest assured, I'm going to press all of my seams. Here I am gathering for the first time. I will link the video that I watched down below. It was really helpful and it had some really good tips and tricks in there. If you're not sure how to gather or if you want kind of an easier way of doing it, I would say that this is probably the easiest, fastest, most streamlined way of doing it. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and now I feel like a pro at gathering, even though I'm not. If you want a quick rundown on how this gathering method works, basically you're going to use a looser stitch, so more spacing in between each stitch, and you're going to do 2 stitches about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch between them. Then you're going to take a pin at one end, whichever end you prefer, and you're going to take the 2 threads that are closest to you and kind of wrap it around in a figure 8, and then you're going to go to the other end and grab the 2 pieces of thread closest to you, and then you kind of just like slowly move the fabric along those 2 pieces until it becomes all bunched up. And then to lock it in place, you're going to pin it just like you did before and kind of figure 8 to kind of lock it in place. Then you're going to stitch in between those 2 thread markers that you made earlier to actually gather the fabric. And again, I'm going to link the video down below so you kind of get more in depth and more visuals for this, but 10 out of 10, great method. And now here I am pinning the top torso body part to the bottom part where I've gathered everything so that I can sew them together. I was nervous about this because I've never done it before, as I said before, but it turned out great and I love it. And as I promised before, it has pockets. Oh my god, it should be illegal not to have pockets in a dress. I mean, come on guys, if you don't have pockets in your dress, what are you doing? Where are you putting your stuff? Ugh, who needs purses anymore? We got pockets. Another thing I learned how to do for this project is how to use interfacing and make a nice neckline. Of course, there's many different necklines. I just wanted a simple one, so I'll also link a video that I used down below for the neckline. I'm not going to explain it here because it's kind of a lot. You do need the visuals, so I'll link the video. But it's a good method. Trust me, I tried it and I think it turned out great. Now moving on to the zipper, it is this gorgeous lime slime green color, of course, as you do with Goosebumps. It just fits the theme, so I had to get it. This is an invisible zipper. I don't have an invisible zipper foot, but I'm kind of glad I don't because I used the normal zipper foot and you actually can see it down the back, so it's actually good because I kind of wanted you to see it since it does match the colors so well. So I'm happy with how that turned out. And now onto the sleeves, which is, dare I say, my favorite part of this whole dress. I was so happy with how these sleeves turned out. I gathered these sleeves as directed and then I kind of sewed them up, and I'll show you kind of what it looks like here at the end. And I just love how they turned out. If you sew, I am sure that you have seen this method before on how to kind of feed your elastic through the tube area that you made for it. Again, this is my first time doing this, but I think it turned out really good. Since I used a thinner elastic, I wasn't really worried about it kind of twisting in there. I really don't care. It's not super tight, so it'll be fine either way, but this was a cool method and I enjoyed it. I could have hand sewn the elastic together, but I went for the machine instead because I am lazy and I did not feel like busting out my fingers and getting blood everywhere. So I used the machine instead and it turned out fine. And here I am plucking out the threads I don't need from the gathering that we made. Those looser stitches, you can discard them. This is time consuming, but if you're good with your seam ripper, then it's pretty easy to do. A lot of times you can kind of just pull the string out, but this took up a lot of time for me. So enjoy watching the 5 seconds of it that I'm showing you. And then of course, to tidy everything up, I went ahead and cut off the uneven edges here. Even though they fray afterward, they're at least kind of even after it's all said and done. And here is the final sleeve. I love how this turned out, like I said earlier. Funny thing though is actually this is inside out. I didn't realize until after I was literally completely done with the dress. And so I had to undo this and redo it again. So please do not make this mistake. Make sure that you're making everything the right way the first time. It's okay, it's a learning curve, and I guarantee you I will never make this mistake again. And basically the rest of it is just the bottom half. It was pretty self-explanatory, just some gathering and stitching, so I didn't really film that whole process because it's pretty much that's it. And then we're going to go into the reveal in just a moment. I just have to say that you can definitely see that I'm getting more comfortable with the sewing machine. I'm sewing a lot faster and more consistently, so that makes me really happy to see. I just need to pat myself on the back for that one and, you know, show myself I'm proud and all that gushy stuff. Wow, here she is in all her glory. Look at these colors, amazing. If I told you these were sheets, would you believe me? I don't know, maybe a kid slept in them, who knows, but I absolutely loved how this turned out, especially since I'm such a beginner sewer. There is a gap at the top where I sewed the zipper, so I went ahead and just made a little hook up there. It's not perfect, but it's mine and I love it, and I'm excited to make more of this type of dress. Here I am showing off the dress on this little farm. This is the same farm that I filmed the intro at. I can't say enough good things about this dress. I had such a great time. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay spooky, my ghouls.